Hi, my name is Reese from the Eastern Suburbs School of Music. Today teaching you how to play the guitar solo out of the Kiss song Shout It Out Loud, a great solo from the Destroyer album. It sounds like this. So let's break it down into a couple of phrases and show you how to play that. So playing this solo, make sure your guitar is tuned down to E flat tuning. It's a tuning that Kiss use on almost all of their songs. There's a few songs they do in standard tuning. So that would mean changing your normally E tuned string, the 6th string, to an E flat. And just putting a flat symbol next to the name of all the strings in E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, and E flat. B flat, E flat for your last two strings. Phrases. It's very much more a composed guitar solo than licking through a pentatonic scale. Most of the solos on Destroyer, I think Ace was made to play very composed sections. So the first phrase sounds like this. So I'm starting up at my 10th fret. There's a D chord being strummed in the background, so it does relate to that chord. 10th fret of 1st string happens to be a D note. We're putting our first finger on that particular fret, that D at 10th fret of 1st string, and at the same time placing 3rd finger at 13th fret of the next string up, 2nd string. And we're going to do a string bend at that 13th fret until it reaches the same pitch as that D that's on 1st string. So I'm pushing the 2nd string at 13th fret until they reach the same pitch. To practice your string bends, click the video tab that's appearing above me now just to learn how to do your bends properly and help you get bends to the correct pitch. Following that, I'm just hitting the 2nd string at the 13th fret, bending once again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And with that bend, I'm not bringing the pitch of it down. We're muting it, stopping the sound of the string. At the peak of the bend. The bend that you're trying to do is pushing the sound of the string until it sounds like the note that's at 15th fret of 2nd string. So achieving that by being at 13 and pushing the string until we reach that same pitch that's at 15. So the bend takes place at 13, 13, 13, 13, 5 times, and bending that string up, making sure I'm mute at the top of it. I'm actually placing my pick against the string to stop the sound of the note so I don't hear the return. So unison bend together, 2 notes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to achieve the first half of phrase 1. Just take a pause there, practice those string bends for the moment before we move on to the next part of phrase 1. Next part of phrase 1 spells out the A chord that's being strummed in the background. I'm at 14th fret of 2nd string, bending by a tone and a half. So to practice that, pitch the note 1.5 frets higher. So that is the note that's at 17th fret. If you pitch that and then perform the bend until you hit the same sound, the same pitch there. The bend's taking place at 14. And then following that up with notes at 14th fret, bend, 14 on 3rd string, 14 on 2nd string, back to 3rd string, 14. Bend, 14, 14, 14. And that is the next part of this phrase. Just take some time now to join that together with phrase 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bend. Pause this video, take some time to just get the melodies correct. Before we move on to the third part of this phrase, which will complete phrase 1. Part 3 of this first phrase. So we're back here spelling out notes of the E chord now. It's phrased around that chord. We start off with a pull off on the 3rd string. 2nd fret, going to 1st fret. If you haven't done that pull-off technique before, just click the little video tab that's appearing above me. Our lesson will teach you how to do a pull-off. And I'm ending up on 2nd fret of string 4. Happens to be an E note, and as I said, there's an E chord being strummed in the background. From there, moving back down to 3rd string, 2nd fret, slides into 4th fret. And then to almost complete the phrase, finishing on 3rd fret of 2nd string. To finish the phrase, play an open 4th string. The band's moved back to strumming a D chord, and you're hitting a D note by playing that open 4th string. So this last part of the phrase, the pull off, hitting the E on 4th string, the slide, hitting the 3rd fret of 2nd string, D, and then the open D string, the 4th string. So there's 3 parts to this opening phrase. Let me just go through them once again. Part 1. Part 2. And then part 3. Take your time learning those parts to put them together as phrase number 1. Then when you're ready, we'll move on to phrase number 2. Phrase number 2 uses the first 2 parts that we used in phrase 1. So you've got your once again, so that was spelling out the D chord, the first part. Spelling out the A chord with the next part. The chord that's backing us now will be a B chord. So our notes are going to phrase around parts of the B chord now. So the 3rd section, part 1, remember, was part 2, new part, part 3. So what we've got here, we're moving back to a B position. 7th fret will set you up. And some hammer-on licks here. I'm on the 5th string, hammering on 7 to 9. Moving down onto the 4th string, doing the same, hammering on 7 to 9. So 5th string, 7, 9, 4th string, 7, 9, 3rd string now, hammering on 9 to 11. So those frets and strings, I'll call them out, try not to make it too confusing. 5th string, 7, 9, hammer on. 4th string, 7, 9, hammer on. 3rd string, 9, 11, hammer on. So I'd pause the video now, just get those hammer-ons under your fingers. If you haven't done hammer-ons, once again, click the video tab that's just going to appear above me that will take you to our hammer-on lesson, how to do that technique correctly. The last part of the solo. So we're up at 12th fret and 14th fret of the 2nd string. A string bend to start us out. That's a string bend of a tone. Remember, that's always 2 frets above from where you're holding down to bend the string. So I'm at 14th fret of the 2nd string. I bend and return there. And I pull off straight away to land at the 12th fret of 2nd string. And then using my middle finger to play fret 13 of 3rd string. So just up 1 string, bend at 14, return, pull off to 12, all on 2nd string, and then 13 of the 3rd string. And I do that twice. And then finish the solo, 12th fret of 2nd string. You got your double dots as your guide, remember. And that completes the 2nd phrase and also completes the solo. So let me just play that new part that you get in this 2nd phrase. Putting together all of phrase 2. Remember, parts borrowed from phrase 1. And that completes the shouted out loud guitar solo. Take your time, just break it down into small parts and join them all together. Good luck learning the solo. If you have learnt something from this video, please click that thumbs up button. It does give this video a like. Subscribe to our channel, the Eastern Suburbs School of Music. We've got lots of KISS guitar lessons, mostly guitar solo based at the moment. And also leave a comment if you're struggling to learn this solo, and I'll answer those comments as soon as possible.